Greetings and welcome to KUDOS Latte show. And I'm your host, Dr. Supriya, and I welcome you on this fabulous, very inspiring, and a very amazing journey once again. And this time, ladies and gentlemen, global educators and leaders, you are gonna very inspired by this amazing personality. And if you want to know who is he, then you have to check out his video.
I love that.
Here's my guest, Kevin Martin. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Dr. Supriya. And by the way, I'm all about latte and coffee myself. This is awesome. I'm so thrilled to be here, and I thank you very much for having me. It is absolutely wonderful.
Well, Kevin, as I said, this is going to be super awesome and amazing. Not because world call you Mr. Positivity. And I want to know what's the reason behind it and what's your special, so inspiring life journey.
Okay. So, Mr. Positive Effects came from one of my clients. My company is called Positive Effects, and I named it that way because I want to bring positive effects in any way into people's lives. And one of my clients came back and he said, "You truly, truly are Mr. Positive Effects." You see the coffee sign behind me, and I said, I have my coffee cup. I love coffee. And I have a coffee chat every coffee with Kevin, coffee with a K, every week. And I've been doing this for 5 years. Just before COVID, I started. And the thing is, I bring tips into people's lives, tips and strategies about how to get better in your life. And that's my idea of bringing positive effects, other than actually working with my clients. Did you want to know a little bit about my journey? Yeah, my journey is an interesting one. I actually, positive effects, what is it? I am a mindset coach and a hypnotherapist. And so it has a lot to do with my journey. Actually, my family has to do with my journey. Many years ago, my wife and I realized after we got married, we couldn't have kids, so we had to adopt. And we decided we were going to adopt some older kids that needed adoption, and kind of giving back type of thing. So our first son was 5.5 years old when we adopted him, and he had already lived in 7 homes and had all sorts of issues and abuse of all sorts. And so he had problems, and the problems grew greater as he grew older. And we did what people would do is, we saw doctors and therapists and got medication for him. And unfortunately, instead of getting better, he got worse. And at 10 years old, they told us, well, we have this wonderful place for him to come live, and he can get therapy every day, and he can get schooling there, and he can get the right medication as a psychiatrist and a therapist there. So we thought, great, this is what he needs. And along the way, instead of getting better, he became the worst of the worst. Even they couldn't handle him in this place that he was at. And so I had to take it upon myself to figure out, how am I going to get my son better so he can come back and live with us at home? We didn't adopt the child to ship him off to a place, where he was going to live separate from us, even though he couldn't live at home because he was actually very violent from all the problems. So we couldn't live at home with his siblings. So, I searched and I found this thing called neuro-linguistic programming, NLP. Have you heard of it, Dr. Supriya? I'm sure you have. And I'm sure maybe a lot of the listeners have too. I found it for business originally, for one of the businesses that I was running at the time, but I realized it was supposedly good for mental health. So I started my training, but I eventually hired somebody. And my son by that time was 17 years old. His therapist wanted him in psychiatric lockdown because they couldn't handle him. And I hired somebody in 3 5-hour sessions. Everything went away. Everything went away. It was incredible. Here we are. He's got 17 years of all sorts of issues that he's been dealing with, and they all went away, or all the symptoms of everything went away then. And I said to myself in that moment, this is my journey beginning. I said, this is what I want to do. I want to help people like this. So went back and finished my training, and I have been doing this ever since. It's just a wonderful feeling to have that impact on people's lives. And I'll just close this. My son was 17 at the time. He's 35 now. He's got a 10-year-old that he has been taking care of since he was 4 years old. It was his best friend's son, and his best friend died. And my son will be adopting him. So this little boy who we adopted is now adopting another young boy. And my journey has been exciting, and it's exciting every time I help somebody.
Wow. Kevin, I can understand when you were just narrating your life journey, a lot of challenges, and yes, when you saw your son condition, but the most positive thing, that's the reason now I'm amazed why the world calls you Mr. Positivity and Positive Effects, because you never ever gave up on your dreams, and that dream was to make your son good, to make your son better, to make your son the transformed one. And that says the hope, the positivity, and law of attraction. When you think positive, positive things, miracles do happen. And I really congratulate you,
Oh,
really
thank you.
appreciate you from the bottom core of my heart. And the global audience who are watching us live and who will be watching this video later, they are going to say only one thing, Kevin, that move on, move on, move on till you
Oh,
succeed in your life, and never ever give up on your dreams. That says Kevin Martin, founder of Positive Effects. Let's move on.
thank
So
you.
this
By the way, I am
is
truly blessed. I'm blessed to be here, and I've been blessed in my life.
a great one. Well, Kevin, this was really amazing and very inspiring. But still, one question is popping up in my mind that this wonderful personality whom I'm hosting on the KUDOS Latte show, Kevin Martin,
Mhm.
one challenge I want to know in your life had you ever encountered that really shook you down, that really gave you cold chill spine, and you said, "Oh my gosh, how I'm gonna make it." So, can you narrate one of your incident, one of your challenge that really, really gave you a great challenge? So, we
Okay.
would love to know. And how did you overcome that? Will add beauty to my question.
Well, obviously, the story I just gave you is probably the one of the biggest challenges in my life, but another one has popped up when I decided to go out on my own and open up a business. I did so, and it was a hefty amount. It was a franchise, and I had to come up with a lot of money for that. And then over the next year or so, borrowed a lot more money. And my wife and I were in debt more than we ever did. And by the way, when I started this business, my first business, the day I started was the day my second son moved into the house, our second adopted child. And my wife, was only working part-time, and so having all this debt, it really, really was a big challenge. And I really had to focus, and I had to be positive. It's like, I'm doing this, I made this decision, and I know I can get out of it. Well, as it turned out, another business has fell into my lap. It was with an old company I had worked with, and everything miraculously just turned in a way in which it just opened up and blossomed. And before I knew it, this business turned into $1 million business in a few years, in 5 years, I think. But it just was all it was, I had such a focus that we'll be able to get out of this debt. And not only will we be able to get out of this debt, we'll be able to really make it. And we did. And we did. And it was harrowing at times. You quit a nice paying full-time job and you start a business and you go into so much debt, and the business itself wasn't making that much money, but this new business that just fell into my lap all of a sudden did. And it was wonderful. But it was all about me not giving up and staying positive, because I could have given up at any time and go back to my old high paying job, and I didn't.
Wow. Kevin, I can say only one thing. Like when we talk about business, a job, I'm telling about my experience. Like I talk about the job, I feel, oh, let us secure. But when I talk about the business where you are the king and you have to take care of your entire kingdom. So this is really quite challenging, Kevin, for you. But the most beautiful thing I loved about their journey, about your challenge, that you took challenge as golden opportunity, a hidden golden opportunity. And you
Mm,
kept moving on, whether it's success, whether it's failure, because the word fail is itself says first attempt in learning. That's what you have proved in your life. So
yeah.
this is so brilliant. This is so great. And I'm sure people would take lot and lot of inspiration from your journey. And yes, a challenge is not a challenge which won't challenge you. So always remember, God will give you n number of challenges in order to brush up, in order to sculpture a
Mhm.
great person, a strong person behind you. That's what, Kevin, I am discovering and the world is discovering with myself. So again, a round of applause for
Thank
Kevin.
you, Supriya.
So here we move on with a lot of positivity and lot of positive vibes, which I am getting from Kevin to all across the globe. So this is really brilliant and mind blowing. Awesome. Yeah.
Okay. By the way,
Sure.
challenges. A lot of people are afraid of challenges.
Yeah.
I've learned to embrace them, because most of the challenges I have are like you said, learning experiences, and there's something I very positive I get out of them. I don't get through every single challenge, but if I don't get through one, I learn from it that helps me with the next challenge. So it's a way you look at it, and you said it already, and I know you know this, but that's how I view challenge. I embrace them. I said, okay, bring
Yeah.
it on.
Bring it on. Yeah, bring it on. That's great.
Yes.
Well, moving to this lovely, inspiring journey with my latte, now I'm gonna, just give you a lot of magic because we are having a magician, you can say, lot and lot of capabilities, mind-blowing attributes, and lot of qualities. A coach, WHY, neurolinguistic. So, Kevin, how people can leverage and what's your profession, what's your coaching business, and how we can connect with you and make our life meaningful and a good transformed one. So, kindly tell me something about your coaching. What kind of a coaching are you taking, and how people can connect with you?
Sure. In the work I've been doing all these years, I've learned a lot about the subconscious mind. And so I learned a lot about how people get themselves in trouble, and also how to get them out of it, how to get the obstacles out of it. And then once you've cleared the obstacles, now where to go, and how to really create a motivation, how to enlist your mind to actually help you get what you want to do. So that's I create not only the right mindsets, I actually create things within their mind that actually increase the odds tremendously of people getting what they want to do. So that's the kind of things I do in this mindset coaching. I take what I've done for all those people, all those years that come to me with issues, kind of like what my son had, right? Get rid of the issues and then help them excel and take off towards that. So, as far as contact information for me, my business is Positive Effects, but the website is www.poseffects.com. It's Pause Effects, short for Positive Effects. You can reach me there. There's a contact form. You can also reach me at kevin@pauseeffects.com as well. I love to talk to people. If someone wants to get on a call with me, just to talk about what I just talked about, I will talk about that for a long time. I love talking about helping people lift themselves up.
This is really great, Kevin, and thank you so much for sharing this. A lot of coaches, world class coaches, are there with us, and also the one who want to learn, because learning is a never ending process and we have to learn from each and every moment of our life. So
Yeah.
kindly connect with Kevin. He's there on LinkedIn and you can connect with him. And yes, the mindset coach, your mind is everything. If you have a positive mind, you can create wonders, you can create miracles. So, this is the golden opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly connect and make your life meaningful. And I take the guarantee because the best mindset coach is here with us. So, keep going, keep moving, keep learning, and keep making yourself. So, all is in your hand, and take the opportunity as the bestest one. So, thank you, Kevin, for enlightening your work, your pious work, your coaching. And I say, coaching is an investment and not an expenditure. So don't worry for the fees and all. That's what you are making your personality, and you are working on yourself. So hats off to you. Well, I don't have any hat. Kevin.
Thank you very much, Doctor. This is wonderful. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, exactly. And people are going to connect with you and they're going to learn a lot of things from you. So, everyone, welcome to Connect with Kevin. All right. Now, this is the question which is really, very lovely and very dear to me. Kevin, this is the time you're going to tell about your experience or about your opinion, Kiddos Miracles. What is your experience, your opinion? So, anything from your heart about this show or about our founder, Matt Allen, who is the CEO and founder of Kiddos Miracles.
Okay. Well, about the show and about the concept of Kudos Miracles, I love the concept of miracles anyway, because I think we all have the ability to have miracles in our lives. And you highlight people who have had miracles in their lives. And my story of my journey, I consider a miracle. I really, truly do. And with my clients, very often when I see the changes, even though I'm facilitating it, I consider them miracles because I consider any wonderful change as a miracle. And any miracle that you find, you should have gratitude for. You should be grateful for. So I'm always grateful when I see these things. I love what you're doing with Kudos and Kudos Miracles. And I just think it's a wonderful thing. And you have every guest comes in and they've had miracles.
Wow. So we all are miracles and we are creating miracles with our positivity. So thank you so much for your lovely, inspiring, boosting, motivating words. And that has made our teams day, night, noon, whatever, whichever place they are. And thank you so much and much gratitude. Thank you so much.
Much
Well,
gratitude to you too.
well, moving to this journey, and we have reached to the point where before we say goodbye, let's play the most exciting roller coaster rapid fire round, which is my favorite. So, Kevin,
Uh-oh.
are you ready to take up this challenge? Because this is really interesting.
I'm ready to take up this challenge.
All right. So, Kevin, get set, go. If you could be invisible for a day, if you could be invisible for a day, what's the first thing you would do?
If I could be invisible for a day, I would love to be in a session with some of the mentors that I love to see that do miracles with their clients all the time. I would just love to sit in one of those sessions so I can learn. I'm constantly learning.
Great. This is really great. If a genie or an angel granted you three wishes, what would you ask and why?
All three wishes.
Yeah.
First wish is I want to have an impact on many, many more people. I'd love to have an impact on the world if I could. And that would be my first impact because that's my mission. My mission is to have as much influence or much impact on people as I possibly can. Second wish, I would love to really have everything that my family needs. Everything. My children are all grown up. My 3 adopted children, and they're doing okay. But I really would love to supply what they need for themselves. And my third wish is for health for my wife and the rest of my family. And health is a big thing.
This is really great. I think not 3 wishes. Your all wishes should be granted. All right.
Granted already. I love it. That's the miracle.
Yeah, that's the miracle. Well, how many cups of coffee you drink per day? And that should be honest.
Well, I'll be honest. I have cut down a little bit, but I used to drink. I used to drink 5 or 6 before noontime,
Oh,
and then have 2 or 3 afterwards. I still drink coffee every night. I drink decaf at night, and I drink at least 2 to 3 cups now before noontime. So I'm still a pretty big coffee drinker.
that's really great. Well, if you believe in luck, which is your lucky number?
Oh, no doubt, 13. I got my first date was Friday the 13th. I got married on Friday the 13th. I got engaged on the 13th. We had a 13-month engagement. My goddaughter was born on the 13th. So 13 is my lucky number.
Awesome. Last but not the least, which is your favorite coffee?
Which is my favorite coffee? That is a great question. I like a standard Colombian coffee. I like flavors once in a while, but I love a standard Colombian coffee. I drink it light with some flavor, some sweetener. And that's my favorite coffee.
Wow, well played, Kevin. I really, really applaud for you. A big round of applause for you. And I love the way you answered all questions in a very systematic and a very organized manner. So thank you so much. And I never felt how 25 to 30 minutes has passed with you. I loved every moment, whether it's your challenges, whether it was your inspiring journey, whether it was coffee, whether it's a lucky number, and a lot of positivity from your side. So thank you so much from the bottom core of my heart for inspiring the world, for cheering the world with your so inspiring life journey. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you very much for having me.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is not the end, as I said, because every ending has an interesting beginning. So we are going to go with a lovely positive note. Keep smiling. The world says always smile. And as Kevin said, Mr. Positive Effects, a lot of positive effects bring down in your life. Never ever give up on your dreams. And we'll be connecting with you soon. So stay happy, hail and hearty. Bye-bye for now.